people join. So we will accept them in the meanwhile. Good morning and welcome to this event. My name is Eleonora Lamio and I'm project manager and policy officer at Diesis Network. And I will be animating this event today. Diesis Network is the European network for the development and promotion of social economy. I'm here today with other colleagues that work with me. And we are very proud to be part of the SELC project, which is the European funded project by the Erasmus program, who is hosting this event. This project, we are running it with other partners from European countries, from Romania, Italy, and Cyprus. And it's a project focused on developing social entrepreneurship at the local level. And in particular, we want to give the tools to aspiring entrepreneurs at local level to be able to develop their social business. In the last 2 years, because the project will end in a couple of months, we have developed the search, learning materials, trainings, and now we are developing also a crowdfunding platform for social entrepreneurs. We have done already a series of webinars and events at national levels. And this webinar is to discuss at European level and with actors from different countries, the development of social entrepreneurship at local communities. And in particular, we wanted to focus on the latest policy developments, how these affect the development of local communities, and also the importance of digitalization in this process. And today we will have several speakers that join us. In the first part, we will showcase 2 great examples of social enterprises at the local level. If Vesa, you can go to the agenda. We have two social enterprises that are very interesting and very different among them. This is why we invited them. The first, it's a COP Circuit, and it's an online platform, online selling platform in France. And the other one, it's a community cooperative from Italy called Cooperativa di Comunità Teatro Povero di Montichiello. Then we will have a part of the event focused on the latest policy developments at European level, which is the Social Economy Action Plan that was released by the European Commission in December. And we will discuss how the local development of social entrepreneurship is also addressed in this very important political policy document, sorry. And then in the last part, we will see and discuss together why and how digital tools can also be a very important factor of development of social entrepreneurship at local level. And we will have the example of the Italian crowdfunding platform Produzioni dal Basso. So I thank you very much for joining. I thank you all the partners of the project who has supported us in the organization of the event. Just a small thing before starting, I remind you that we are in a Zoom meeting, so you have access to both webcam and microphone. We are recording this meeting, and we will take some screenshots. So please, if you don't want your image or voice to appear and be recorded, just turn that off. And that's it. I think we can start. Our first speaker is Bérengère Battiot, who is Development and Communication Manager of COP Circuit. So Bérengère, if you want to start.
Yes, hello to all of you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the invitation. I'm pleased to be here and to have the opportunity to present our cooperative COP Circuit. And more broadly, I will also give an overview about the Open Food Network, which we belong. So give me just 1 minute to share the screen. All right. Is it fine for you? Do you see it now? My
yes,
screen?
thank you.
All right. So yes, I belong to COP Circuit. I'm a development and communication manager. And we are an open source platform cooperative to build fair food systems. Yes. COP Circuit is operated in France. We can deploy online shops in the whole France. And its goal is to connect producers, retailers, and distributors to local eaters and buyers to transact local food purchase. So I gave here some numbers that now we have currently 414 active shops on the online platform, bringing together almost 1,400 farmers and 207,000 orders made already on the platform for people who bought some food from different producers or groceries or shops. And 99.96% uptime means that's a number to explain how the platform is stable. It means that it is available 99.96% of the time. So it's a very stable online tool, you know, better than Facebook, for example, that was not so much available sometimes when you want to connect with it. And we built this platform in France at the end of the 2016. It was run under a non-profit organization called Open Food France. And then we decided to build a cooperative called COP Circuit. And our business model right now is based on quite a low price, which was decided collectively by the users. It means the farmers or the groceries who sell their products in a short supply chain. And so it's we take a commission of 1% of online sales revenues made on the platform. Oh. So yes, legally we are what we call a SEAP, Société Coopérative d'Intérêt Collectif, so cooperative of collective interest. And why did we choose this legal entity? It's because we wanted this platform to be owned and managed by the project stakeholders themselves, which you can do with SIC, Cooperative of Collective Interest. So the shareholders are mainly the shop owners and farmers and the workers of the platform, who I am. And we also have some support like volunteering people, and another category is the partners, because we work also with some technical organizations, so they can be partners of the cooperative. And so why did we do this? To have this collectively owned project, to make this platform sustainable and safe for the users. The users, so it means the farmers and the shops, again, they know they can rely on the platform because it cannot be sold, or we cannot increase the price without their agreement if it would be necessary. So we are in a collective process of decision that makes this tool sustainable and safe for the users. They have no risk on what will be the future of the platform. It will stay. So it allows to keep the control on the sales management tools, and for us it's very important. It makes us leave this platform as a common. It's a digital common. That's how we live with this platform. And so we belong to the Open Food Network. First, I wanted to add, I'm sorry, I missed a bit time to prepare this presentation, but I wanted to put at the heart of my presentation that the networking is at the core of our process, because first of all, on the platform, you will be able to create some shops. So if you are a farmer, you can have your own shop for whatever product, candles or meat or eggs or vegetables, and your own catalog while selling your own products. They give to the clients a nice overview of what you do and how you work, the labels you used, if you are organic farming and so on. And so you can sell direct through your shop, but you can also connect to other local shops. So you can sell together, and the catalogs and the stock, they are managed together. So you could sell, if I am a farmer, I do eggs and poultry, let's say, and my neighbor is doing vegetables. We could connect our catalogs together. So this is the networking force that we want to improve in this platform, which means that it develops locally, because if I have an online shop on COP-Circuit, I will try to support the other farmers in my region to also open a shop, and so we can sell together and we can organize together and we can make links together. And second thing about networking, first was about this connected catalogs. Second is that we belong to, COP-Circuit belongs to several organization network. First one is called Les Licornes. It's a group of French cooperatives that are deeply committed with just transition and ecological transition. And so we also belong to another network around the platform cooperatives, which means we are platform alternatives to the dominant platform, because it's also a very important stake at this time to be able to build alternatives to these big, let's say, monsters like Facebook, Amazon, and so on, who want to have a monopoly, of course. And third thing about network is the Open Food Network, which is our common. It is an international network that was created in the 2012. Now we have 23 countries engaged. I can tell you later which countries in Europe belong. We build internationally global commons, and this is really rich and precious. We share the tools and resources and good tips within the community and practices around this will to build fairer food systems. And so this Open Food Network, its flagship project is the open source software that is called Open Food Network, where I already explained you what we do with COP-Circuit is we deploy a platform to help the producers and local eaters to meet within online shops. And this open source software is updated every week, and it is managed globally. That's our common. We work every day with people in Australia, in Great Britain, in Germany, in Italy, in France, to mutualize this very efficient tool. And it makes these solutions work for everyone, and that's what I want, that we don't need to reinvent the wheel everywhere. We want to build this tool. And that's it for now. Then I will be open for questions. I just send you the link of COP Circuit and Open Food Network in the chat bar.
Thank you very much, Bérengère. If some of you have a question for her, you can ask it now.
I have.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. I want to know, is this like a model of how we should create our businesses from further on, or is it more like a presentation of a tool that we can access while we are creating our businesses, a tool that we can engage in a community of this kind of values?
Yes. Actually, I don't know if the question is for me. It's for me, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Hi, Roxana. Yeah, I was invited because we met with the Diesis Network, and actually I'm happy to present this solution. First of all, you can, if for the networks or for the initiatives, we would like to create interesting initiatives around food and fairer food systems, with less intermediation, so to build short supply chains, supply for food. They can always use the Open Food Network, or they can come closer to the Open Food Network to build partnerships. It's for sure. And so we have this very efficient tool. So then I can be ready to put you in contact if you are interested in this food action, to take some action on this field. But then what I find interesting also in this COP Circuit Open Food Network, it's also about the method of how we work together in an international level with building these commons. And for this, we have a great 10 years proof of concept with many interesting working routines together, and how we process to make decisions that make us really contribute all to this common, this digital common, and also to manage it with our own autonomy in every instance. And so we have some nice communication tools to support us in our routines and in our decision makings. So this also can be inspiring to apply on other type of projects.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. If we don't have other questions, or if you want to think of a question, you can always write it in the chat. If there are no others for now, we can move on to the next good practice that we selected, which is the community cooperative from Italy. Today we have with us Futura Mangiavacchi, who is a tourism manager within this organization. And it's this reality, it's very interesting. And this kind of community cooperative are really particularity of Italy, and it's a very interesting phenomenon. So Futura today will present us what is a community cooperative, so in Italian cooperativa di comunità, and then we'll present their history, how they develop during time. So Futura, when you're ready.
Could you hear me? Yeah. So good afternoon, my name is Futura and I'm part of the Teatro Povero di Montichiello community cooperative. Montichiello is a tiny medieval village in the heart of Tuscany. We are in Valdorcia. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And about 100 people, just 100 people live in Montichiello. So as you can understand, I am both a citizen, but also a direct protagonist. We work all together and operates in many activities. Montichiello, I can say today, speaks on behalf on all the community cooperatives in Tuscany, because we were, we first of all are honored to have been invited, and thank you very much. I want to say that community cooperative today is a known model in Italy because it adapts to local but also geographical and social realities of country of Italy. And our experience, I say Teatro Povero, was taken as an example to develop this new social entity, the community cooperative, because they say, because we are an example of constancy and endurance. So when I try to explain what a community cooperative is, first of all, I always do the example of a large building. As a small town, we are a small village. So in the building, there are people doing, for example, electrical jobs, gardener, babysitter, who, for example, wash linen, carpenter, tailor, and other. And so everyone, these services are requested, sure, from outside. But maybe it happened that one citizen has a new idea. So we do everything by ourselves. Inside the building, we have all the skills and we'll do all the services with love, sure, because the palace is ours. And it means we could exchange practices, solidarity, and then all together make plans, for example, to reduce energy consumption, to cultivate vegetable garden in a common area, organize a trip, but above all the money will remain in the building and improve our lives. And this is cooperation, and this is the community cooperative. And then I speak about our reality, Teatro Povero. Our history starts more than 50 years ago. Need to say that in the 60s in Italy, there was a great social change, especially in the countryside. Many people were abandoning the farms to go and live in the big cities, and this distanced them from their tradition, with the risk of denying their roots. Those were, for example, the boom years cheap, where money, cars, city immediately prevailed with respect to poor country life, no? So that's why in Montichiello our experience began in 1967, and it was an emergency, our emergency, and it represented the need of our community to express the discomfort. And people, those few who remained, felt the need to protect their origin, and also carry into the future. And the question was, what was the most suitable instrument so that few people could be heard by so many people? And our answer was the theater. An open theater in a square, where the actors were and are today not professional, but we are citizens who represent ourselves. Sometimes when I look at the large wooden stage of the Teatro in summer, when we play, I imagine it like a large boat that carries the tradition to the present, to this day. So from the end of the 60s, all the citizens of the village of Montichiello, and today too, we continue, we meet during the winter in an assembly that then turned into a story which became a theater text. This theater is staged in the town square in the summer. We play between July and August for 20 performances with about 200 spectators every evening from all over Italy, a lot of people. So the autodrama that is Giorgio Strele defined it is, or village theater or community theater, is the phenomenon where the actor stage themselves. So thanks to this particular experience, about in 1980, the citizens create one of the first cooperative community in Italy, named Teatro Povero di Montichiello, where povero means poor, that is simple, authentic, that's the meaning. And the company's first action was the purchase of the old barn of the village from the former owner, and buying this historical building located in the heart of the village was a real redemption, we say. That place finally became the property of the community today, and it was used for social and cultural activities. And most important, the citizens who were illiterate began to write plays, to act, to read, to confront, and this was the second emancipation, I think. Then they by the sellers, the community acted at that period as a bank, by lending money to the cooperative, and then returned this money. Today, for example, this old granary is the Emporio, sales point of local products from all local producers who are members of the cooperative. And it is also the tourist office. It is also, because it's a big building, the Bronzino restaurant, our smaller restaurant for 30 people about. It is also the Tepotratom Museum. Our museum means, the name Tepotrato means Tuscan Traditional Museum of Theatre. The cellars, on the contrary, became a conference room. They host the archive of the theater, the room of the musical band, and also the music school. In the small church near the granary is today our small theater, Teatrino named, where it is performed in winter. The crypt of the big church has become the Taverna, Bronzone, our largest restaurant, We have also Foresteria, that is a tourist apartment, and Ciclofficine, our shop in electric bike rental. Also, we deal with the management of parks and green areas, assistance for lonely elderly, reception for refugees, very important for us. They are like a family, and many other activities. So around the collective play, the community learn a dialogue. We build, we organize, we offer services. It means that the theater was a real gym. Their culture and experience generated development, and the theater now can offer jobs, providing services to the community. And today, the theater manages up to 25 workers who are all young people. So it is not easy, sure, to find the point of balance in a community, because we have to be able to manage a big group. It's difficult to arrive, share choices, because the cooperative is like a big family, where everyone wants to do their part and give their opinion, but we think that the shared choice rests on very strong foundations, and most important, cannot be destroyed. So I finish our presentation. For this reason, we want to invite you to come and visit our reality and to learn about our experience. And I don't know, maybe you too as part of the project. So thank you very much for attention.
Thank you, Futura, for the presentations.
Yeah.
I tried to show some of the pictures of the places that Futura was talking about. Does someone has a question for her regarding the theater or the development of the community cooperative? If you're a bit shy, you can still ask in the chat. It's okay. And Futura will still stay with us for a bit of time. So I put the link of the website of this reality in the chat. And if you have some questions for her, you can still do so in the chat. Thank you very much.
We are available if you want to call us or just email. And thank you very much again. Ciao.
Thank you very much. So it was really important for us to showcase both these realities. So the first one, the online platform, and this one, because they're really two nice examples of how social economy realities can take place. And even if they're very different from one to another, they still have the same goal, which is empower the local communities and generate a shared, actually, both economic and social impact. So these are just two examples, but actually in Europe and in your country, I'm sure you can find plenty of them. And now we would like to pass to the second part of the event, which is more the European level perspective. And for this, we would like to discuss about the recently launched action plan for the social economy. So as you may all know, the topic of social economy at European level has grown attention, in particularly in the last years, because the added value that social economy could offer to European development, social and economic development, has been realized by the European institutions in general. And so in the last year, a lot of attention have been drawn to the topic. And in December last year, the Social Economy Action Plan, which is a strategy document, has been released. The document is very important because it sets priorities for the social economy sector within the next years. So the objective was today to have Victor Meseguer, who is the Director of Social Economy Europe, to discuss with us about the action plan and about its local dimension. He's not here with us today, but we have a video of his presentation that we would like to show. And then Gianluca Pastorelli, who is Diesis Executive President, will comment on the video, because Diesis and many other social economy actors and stakeholders were actively involved in the co-creation of the action plan, which was a shared process within the European institutions and the social economy stakeholders. So we will share the video, which lasts more or less 5 minutes, and then we will move on. If you don't hear or see the video well, please let us know, and we will try to fix the problem. It should work. Fingers crossed. 1 second, and I share it.
Hello, everybody. It is a pleasure to be part of this event, and I'm sorry that I cannot be with you on the day of the event. So the Social Economy Action Plan. The Social Economy Action Plan is the result of more than 7 years of work. What we need to understand is that the European Commission has not always paid a lot of attention to the social economy, but right now they are paying attention to the social economy. It has not always been the case in a historical perspective. Social economy is an important part of Europe's social market economy. It is a part of who we are. It is a part of how do we do business. It is part of our daily reality. We are talking, as you very well know, about 2.8 million enterprises, according to the latest data we have from the ESC, that employ 30.6 million people, and that represent around 8% of the European Union GDP, in some countries being the 10% of the GDP. We all know that our enterprises, whose unique purpose is not to maximize profit, but to fulfill a social or societal objective, a social mission. Profit as a means, not as an ultimate goal. There are many companies like that everywhere in Europe. Many of them driven by associations, by the third sectors. Other are cooperatives, mutuals, associations, social enterprises, charities, many legal forms that share the same values. So indeed, social economy is fundamental in Europe's history, but it has not always been recognized. The Treaty of Rome in the 50s already recognized cooperatives. The treaty was promoted by countries which had a very high degree of cooperative enterprises. 2011, we had the Social Business Initiative focusing on work integration social enterprises. And then last year, we finally got the Social Economy Action Plan. So it is the result of a history. It is the result of a lot of effort. We come from far away. We have been working for this action plan concretely for more than 7 years in a coalition with social economy stakeholders, but also with the European Parliament, Social Economy Intergroup, and others. And now we are here. This action plan is a communication from the Commission, is a collection of promises, an amazing collection of promises. The European Commission knows that the social economy is a fundamental part of our European social market economy and wants to make it bigger, wants it to grow, wants it to scale up. We can we can begin an entrepreneurial revolution. Many people can discover that there is more than one way of doing business and can engage with social economy form. What the Social Economy Action Plan is a vision of 10 years. 10 years to do that, to boost the social economy all over the European Union. 10 years in which the European Commission wants to mobilize more than 2.5 billion euros of investments into the social economy. 10 years in which the European Commission wants to make sure that there is a council recommendation to accompany member states a council recommendation on social economy to modernize legal frameworks and to modernize policy frameworks, because everything is not the law. It's also how do you accompany the development of the social economy. It's about financial instruments. It's about the state aid. It's about socially responsible public procurement strategies. By the way, we are not only talking about member states. Policy and legal frameworks are not always the responsibility of the member state. In many countries, they are the responsibility of the regions. They are always the responsibility of cities and local authorities. Public policies are not only European, are not only national, they are also by definition local and regional. And moreover, for the social economy, that is a local economy, an economy that serves the local economies. So the local level is fundamental. The council recommendation that will be approved, hopefully approved by member states in 2023, will be accompanied by training, by webinars and workshops that will be organized already in 2022 for public officials based on mapping exercises, collection and exchange of good practices in relation to various policy fields such as state aid, taxation, social investment, business transfers to employees, workers buyout, also training on labels, certification systems, and social impact measurement. These trainings, again, are not only for the national level, they are also for the local and regional level. Regarding what's seen specifically for the local level, so public procurement is an important part of it, but also under the single market program, there will be an initiative in 2022 with 6 million euros for the creation of local and regional partnerships between social economy entities on buying social. So again, socially responsible public procurement. The Commission will also launch local green deals and promote social innovation at local level and at rural level. What the Commission is planning at the European level is to continue with the European Social Economy Regions Program, which was about transnational cooperation between regions and cities engaged with the social economy, learning from each other and doing exchange of good practices among them. The Commission will also support member states and stakeholders to boost social economy and social innovation in rural areas and peri-urban areas through the Common Agricultural Policy and through the promotion of clusters of social and ecological innovation. And it's basically, we have a local challenge. We have a lot of unemployment, or we have an activity that could be strategic for the development of our city, of our town. So together, the public administration, with social economy enterprises, cooperative associations, mutuals, foundations, social enterprises, together with research institutions, with universities, with training centers, we create a consortium. We create a joint cooperation to achieve that objective, to develop that economic sector that could be a strategic for our city, for our town. The European social economy regions, as I was mentioning 1 month ago, are very important because they give the opportunity to regions and cities to exchange, to learn from each other, and also to cooperate at transnational level. To us, the Commission, for instance, also to benefit from the opportunities of the Social Economy Action Plan. So this is a bit what is in for the local level. However, what I would like to say is that the Social Economy Action Plan is an alive initiative. It is a collection of promises, like any action plan, and moreover, with a horizon of 10 years, it is only a collection of promises. And it needs to be implemented in cooperation with stakeholders, with local authorities, with regional authorities, and of course, with the social economy sector. So the action plan, more than anything else, is an opportunity window. And what we have to do is to use it to fulfill our interest and to promote the social economy as a driver of sustainable development in the different territories. Thank you very much.
So this was the presentation of Victor Meseguer. As I mentioned, he's the Director of Social Economy Europe. Gianluca Pastorelli, who is here with us today, will comment a bit what was said and complete. Luca, if you want.
Yes, thank you. I don't know how many of the people who are connected here have read the action plan or have been participating in the various presentation. Maybe not everyone. So I understand, and for those who are listening to this for the first time or who just got notice of that, there was a lot of contents in a very few minutes, and so it's a pretty difficult. It's a Euro bureaucratic language show or something like that. So I try to make it a little bit down to earth, since it's very difficult to, it's impossible to summarize in a few minutes a work that arrives after not 7 but really 10 years of advocacy and lobbying the European Commission. So let me just put it very simple. Since for our sector, 2021 has been a milestone because the previous official communication or document on social economy was exactly 10 years before. It was in 2011, the Social Business Initiative. The Social Business Initiative opened the doors, and then we've been working together. So Social Economy Europe is the umbrella organization, the apex organization, lobbying at the political level in Europe. And Diesis is a more, let's say, operative branch arm working on research and development and support projects. But there is a huge community of social economy actors at the European national level, and every one of us has been pushing to have the sector more acknowledged and recognized by European institutions. So finally, in 2021, we had 2 very important achievements and documents. One is the Social Economy Action Plan. As Victor very correctly points out, is a fantastic, beautiful, amazing collection of promises, which means they stay at the very high level of what will be important to do. Okay, this is very important because now there is a political statement where the sector is recognized in a series of values, etc., etc. If I have to choose only one or couple of things important, the first is that for the first time, they speak of social economy as a business model, okay? While before it was mostly about inclusion or taking care of vulnerable groups, which for sure is part of the many things that we do, but it was not the only. It is not the only one, and we know, and we've seen today, with 2 extremely different examples, one very local and the other global, the local potential of the social economy. So this is now it has been recognized as a business model, a very important business model, and in our case, framing into today's conversation, very important because it is able to connect local communities to a global market in a sustainable way. So this is a nutshell. I would not spend any more words on the Social Economy Action Plan because it's like reading, a very political pamphlet, but I invite you to do that. But there is another very important document, probably less known and not so fancy, which is called Transition Pathway. Transition to what, etc. it's another very Euro bureaucratic language stuff, but it's very important for our sector because it recognizes, and this is the second very important element, the social economy as an industrial ecosystem. These are not only words. This means that we have been accepted in the club of the real economy. Let me put it like that with a little humor. So these are, in my view, the 2 main political high time moments that we can celebrate for 2021. Let me add another one for the 2022, which is coming in spring, well, in the early summer. It's supposed to happen in June. The International Labour Organization will adopt a resolution on in the future of work and decent work acts about the importance of social and solidarity economy. So the recognition at the political level is gaining space, gaining ground at the European and international level. And this is very important. Eleonora, I will try not to waste too much time of this meeting because I think it's very important to be also practical. So the question is always, okay, but now, so what? So what happens now concretely, you know? So this is what we will see in the next months. The European Parliament is pushing a bit the Commission to make the Social Economy Action Plan more operational, because what was underlined in also Victor's video was that, okay, these are very beautiful, nice to hear promises, but what's next? What happens then concretely? What we know that concretely there's a lot of possible financing, and not only with the classic lines, but also with in the single market program, which is only for SMEs, not for association and voluntary and benefit and so. But this is very important add to the funds available for social economy organization. This is what I can say. Last but not least is that the local dimension, in the sense of the importance of social economy as a vehicle to drive the growth in rural and internal areas, is absolutely acknowledged and recognized. And also, but there are some colleagues around here with whom we are working on this since various years as well. And if we are able, like we are, to show the connection between a local development, cultural heritage, tourism, sustainable economies, everything, I think that we will be really able to go concretely, because what the Social Economic Action Plan, the transition pathway, and the ILO resolution are all highlighting is this capacity that our sector has for being a new business model for this kind of sustainable development. Eleonora, I will stop here. I don't know if there are questions or comments, and we still have time because it's...
Thank you, Luca. Thank you very much for clarifying what was said also by Victor. Indeed, it's not very simple always to understand and all what's happening at the policy level. We are quite on time. If you have some questions, please feel free. You can also write them in the chat box. We will link after the link to the Social Economy Action Plan. So if you're interested, you can download the document, read it, download all the materials related to it, and go through it maybe with a bit more time, because indeed it's a long document, but very interesting.
Eleonora, maybe you can put also this transition path document that
Sure.
Luca mentioned, because I know that I look at the social economy action plan, and it looks like only measures, but without a specific path to implement them, or target, or I don't know, to have some deadlines or something like this. That's why maybe we can find some other documents useful for us. Thank you very much. Thank you, Luca.
Can I comment on that?
Sure.
Hi, Claudia. Yeah, the timing is not clear, but what we are observing is that there are everyday calls coming out and new priorities added and so on. So it's absolutely true what you say, in the sense that it's fantastic. It's a beautiful picture. It's like looking an amazing movie when you read the Social Economy Action Plan. And then at the end, you ask yourself, after some minutes of emotion, you know, and happiness, okay, but then concretely, what is something happening? And what we can witness is that the Commission is actually they are very open. For instance, we are launching now, and we are cooperating with the Commission on this, an initiative that is engaging the stakeholder on these transition pathways. Again, Euro bureaucratic language. What does it mean? The other document that I was mentioning is this transition pathway, which means involving the stakeholders, so you essentially, into this pathway which is leading the social economy into this dimension of industrial ecosystem. There's a lot of measures that are not only financial, but also different kind of support that are foreseen, but this for in the course of the next years. But they are actually doing and putting into action, at least already, one of these things, the actions that were foreseen in the Social Economy Action Plan. And this is a connection with the stakeholders into the transition pathways. So there was a consultation open until not yesterday, but 28th of February. I don't know if you have sent your comments, because they wanted to receive feedback from the sector on what was important for us, for the sector, to go in the direction of the twin transition. You know that now for the next 7 years, let me put it in a bit more pragmatic or prehistoric way, everything should be green and digital. So these are the two main lines, green and digital twin transition. So this is the mark we have to follow and these are the two guidelines for the Commission and all the EU agenda. So we will have a lot of discuss and comment on that, but this is not the place. Anyhow, there is already a first initiative launched, and we are lucky we are part of that. We will drive for the next 6 months initiatives that will be collecting inputs from the sector exactly on those two topics. So what the sector would like to achieve, what the Commission do on the green and digital transitions. This is but now there's a lot of other activities and actions that will come for the next weeks and months. So just keep our eyes open and stay in touch. That's what I can say today.
Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Claudia. If you have some other comments, feel free to write in the chat. I would like to pass to the last part of the event. So since with the SELC project, our objective was also to give concrete materials, concrete suggestions and tools to aspiring social entrepreneurs to develop social economy and social enterprises at local level. We wanted to showcase an example here today that also exploits the digitalization and the power of digitalization. So we have Martina Folini from Produzioni dal Basso, who I was mentioning before is an Italian crowdfunding platform. So Martina, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for having me here today. I'm just gonna take a minute to, I cannot share my screen. Can you habilitate me to do that?
Now you should be able to.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right, can you see my screen? Can you see the slides correctly? All right, thank you very much. So yes, my name is Martina, and as a campaign manager for Produzioni dal Basso, I currently work with several individuals and groups, as well as social enterprises, for the setup of new crowdfunding campaigns. And for whom among you not familiar with the Italian language, our name, Produzioni dal Basso, literally means from the bottom up productions, which is, from my point of view, I hope you share this, the core concept of crowdfunding. As you may already know, crowdfunding is about bringing together individuals to collectively bring about change, improvement, and innovation, which may be social, cultural, or technological. And Produzioni dal Basso is indeed an Italian crowdfunding platform, which enables and hosts reward and donation-based campaigns. But since our beginning, since 2005, we have strived to enhance communities and support local development and businesses by providing people with digital tools, but most of all, a stage on which to convey ideas and translate them into actions with meaningful impact, which in practice, this goal takes shape as new opportunities for innovation, community engagement, training, co-planning for the realization of projects and enterprises, which means engaging and involving several stakeholders, and in which we are a player, as well as friendly tools to track and measure impact results. So with this purpose in mind, it is necessary for us to engage in this collective journey, partners and stakeholders that are willing to bring to life high-value initiatives for local communities. So over the years, we have managed to collaborate with several different Italian businesses, public bodies, and universities that have helped us to provide social entrepreneurs effective means to realize their ideas. And here I want to showcase some examples of effective collaborations. So we have joined forces with companies adopting social corporate responsibility policies, such as Itas Mutual, which is an insurance company, Banca Etica, which is a bank, or Natura C, an organic supermarket chain. And together, we launched a call for ideas. By launching this call of ideas, we've been able to support local projects tackling social and environmental issues in compliance with the SDGs defined by the UN 2030 agenda. These initiatives promised a match gift for the social entrepreneurs to the project designer, basically, if they were able to raise through crowdfunding in at least a certain percentage of the budget submitted to the call. Only then would the company provide additional support. So let me go into details. So we have selected and then trained and co-financed projects such as Campo Digitale, Impact Guide, and Recupilano, these are three examples of three different projects, completely different projects. All three realized a reward-based campaign with a keep it all formula. So no matter how much is raised, they can keep it. And if, however, they are able to reach the target amount, the company provides an additional donation to match the amount collected through crowdfunding. And these are three successful campaigns. All three of them were able to raise not only the goal, they overfunded the campaign, and therefore they received the additional campaign. As you may see, the first example, Campo Digitale, is a local entrepreneur e-commerce. The goal was set at 15,000 euros. So they overfunded, and they received 70% of the budget in addition to what they crowdfunded with the help of the community. Same impact guide, the goal was set at 6,000 euros, and the match gift received was 25% by Banca Etica. While Recoup Milano, the goal was set at 11,000 euros. They overfunded and as well received an additional gift of 30% of the budget, the previous budget. So just to show you that they were able to embrace a challenge through crowdfunding. So crowdfunding is not only about raising money, right? It's about bringing together the people, the community, as you have mentioned in the contribution before, very interesting one. This project were able to prove the value, the interest of the community throughout crowdfunding. So moving forward, another interesting example is the one by the municipality of Milan. This is an example of civic crowdfunding for urban and social renewal of the city. With this initiative, third sector organizations, together with citizens and the municipality, joins forces to improve city services, inclusion, and the quality of life in the outskirts of Milan. The project designers in this case had to prove that the idea was valuable by engaging enough donors and collecting at least 40% of the expense budget submitted to the municipality. Only if successful would the municipality cover the remaining 60% of the budget. And here are the examples. Here are three of the project crowdfunding: Cinema Armocchi, Madre Project, and Sode. Cinema Armocchi, it was launched to build, to open a child-friendly leisure and cultural center in Milan, and as well fund a summer film festival. Madre Project instead opened a non-profit school for bakery innovation, and as well created new opportunity and new jobs for young people. And so there is as well social delivery services, which is mainly focused on raising awareness about workers' rights, and as well promote conscious consumption. All three realized a reward-based campaign, and with an all or nothing formula. This is which is, compared with the previous one, a more challenging crowdfunding mechanism. The project designers are only able to withdraw to keep the funds raised if they reach the target amount, otherwise they lose it all. And as well, they are not able, if they lose this amount, to receive the remaining funds promised by the municipality of Milan. But these were all three of them very successful campaign. They overfunded. So for example, Cinema Armocchi had a goal of 31,000 euro to collect, and it was amazing. He was able to engage more than 300 people, and as well it received 47,000 euro by the municipality of Milan. As well, Madre Project, which had a goal of 32,000 euros, it engaged more than 300 as well donors, and received more than 48,000 euro as a, we can say, match gift, even though it's not really a match gift. And so there as well, he had a goal of 25,000 euros. it overfunded and also a really good cover by the news. And he received a match gift, let's say, of 37,000 euro. So these were examples to show you that by joining forces and using as well digital innovation, you can enhance and as well give more broadcast. We can say we can broadcast your ideas behind the usual borders, the usual community borders that we have face to face. So that was all from me, and thank you for listening. And if you have any question, I'm available here or later on.
Thank you very much, Martina. Does some of you have some questions? Yes, I can see a raised hand. Berenger, please, you can ask it.
I cannot hear.
We cannot hear you, Berenger.
Yes, the headphone. Yes. Also good. Sorry. Thank you, Martina, for the presentation. I'm interested if you can send the link of this specific project, and perhaps I can put you in contact with my colleagues of the Open Food Network in Italy. So that was my question, actually. Does it work only in Italy at the moment, or could it be replicated throughout Europe? Or
so our platform is focused mainly it's open mainly to the Italian network, but just because it's mainly we mainly have Italian donors that follows us, but we are open and we can host campaigns and projects from all Europe. We have we have some features that are translated in 3 other languages, so English, French, and Spanish. But as well, I have to admit that we are limited in this point. We are working for you to be able to be completely user-friendly for all Europeans, because at the moment, it's mainly in Italian. Some features are in Italian, but we do host a lot of campaigns that have a broader reach, and so why not? If you want to, let's talk about future collaboration. I cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just to let you know, my question was also linked with a need that was often put on the table in France about our cooperative initiatives, that we are in some cooperatives very committed in the social and environmental field, in the social economy, of course, are in need for a platform for getting fundings, but one that would be adapted to our special form as cooperative. And so it often comes on the table that we would need a digital infrastructure to raise some funds and also to collect some shareholders, some shares from new shareholders. So perhaps we can get in contact. And anyway, I would like to liaise you with the Italian team with our project. Thank you, Martina.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Berenger. Does someone else has a question for Martina?
Yeah, I don't know if everybody understood the mechanism of the rewards. If you have any question, I'm here to answer.
Well, if not, maybe your explanation was very clear. So Thank you very much, Martina. If nobody has any further questions, then we will close the meeting a bit in advance. It means that everything was clear and our speakers were very sharp. In any case, if you're interested in following the project activities, you can always reach out to Diesis or one of the partners of the project. If you follow our social media pages, we regularly post about it. We will soon have the website available and all the materials available. And that's it. We thank you very much for your time, and for any questions, further curiosities, information, we are always available to reach out. So I thank you very much for your time, and see you soon.
Thank you, Eleonora. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Eleonora, bye.
Oh, thank you very much.